I'm Eddie Marcus, and I'm a social scientist. I'm also spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. And that means that I want for you what you want for yourselves, and that's basically peace, prosperity, and joy. And translated into other terms, it means that you want your dreams to come true. And as a social scientist and a spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, same things that I want for myself and for you. It's the message that I want to bring tonight is to the military personnel, specifically those who have gone out to battle, who have killed and been killed, and also for those who have sent men off into battle. I find myself speaking to various groups of people, and I'm sure that at some times in the past I've spoken directly to the military or to soldiers. But today I want to speak specifically to the soldiers. For those of you who have gone into battle and have survived, I personally think that in the American society, when you return, you should have nothing to worry about as far as your living arrangements are concerned. You should be guaranteed whatever you need: food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, and careers of your choosing outside of the military. And I say this because you have done what others would not do. You have put your life on the line. I mean literally put your life on the line. But that's not all that you've done. You've killed in the name of your country. You have been patriotic. You have paid the highest price next to dying. And for those who have passed on, their spouses or family members should reap the rewards. And I'm saying this because it's the godly truth. For this system to be as it is, and I'm not speaking about other systems of the world, I'm speaking about this system. This is how those of you who have put your life on the line should be rewarded. Now, I'm not trying to take anything from other people who have other walks of life. But for you, this is what you should be guaranteed. But you're not. Some of you have hard times finding jobs, rough finding living facilities, and can't necessarily take care of your families because of the interruption that you've had. And you've gone through so much stress that you find yourselves, many of you, taking your own lives, a result of the situation that you've been in. But I am not here today just to tell you about what your rewards should be in the United States of America. I'm also here to tell you a different message. You see, you have played a role in society that I'm very sure that many of you are not quite aware of what you have actually engaged yourselves in. You see, some time ago, I produced a message for what we call the Antichrist. And it's on Facebook and YouTube, and I hope you would look it up. You probably can Google it and see what I had to say. I might mention a few things from it now, but because of time, I won't go into it detail. And I've also produced a message called Christ. Now, in this scenario, there is a big difference between the Antichrist and Christ. I have said to the American people through my findings that the representative of Christ is love, understanding, wanting for others as you want for yourself, not in words but in deed. The Antichrist is the opposite, total opposite. They are selfish. They want what they want, and they will do whatever they feel is required to get it. For instance, a man might think about killing someone and very serious about it. But before that act takes place, have a change of heart. A nation might think about attacking another nation, either to rob of them for substance they think will make their lives better, or defend themselves against someone who's going to cause aggression toward them. But even so, a nation may change its mind. But if someone says, well, I heard that they were going to attack me, so I'm not going to wait until they attack. I'm going to take the first strike, taking away the opportunity for an individual or a nation to change their mind. And so the aggressor becomes the major antichrist in a situation like this. More specifically, when the United States invaded Iraq, it did so as an antichrist. It didn't do it as a Christ. You were told you were protecting your country. You were told all kinds of things, but it was all talk. You were instruments of an antichrist. Now, let me make some clarity about this antichrist, because many of you have been told that the antichrist is something or someone to come in the future. But I have discerned that the antichrist has been here since the first man was on earth. The antichrist is in each of us. The antichrist is what we call self. And what makes it the antichrist is because it's the self saying that it knows better than the maker of the role and how it should be applied in human life. So to do so and to go contrary to that which would create peace and prosperity and joy for all of the people as we would want it for ourselves is Antichrist. But I don't come to condemn you even though you've taken that action. The reason I don't condemn you is because you don't know any better. You haven't had anyone to teach you any better. All we have is Uncle Sam saying, I want you. And it's patriotic, they say. And you can't walk away. I mean, that's unpatriotic. And you are put down like, well, you know. And so you go into this. You don't have people telling you about God in the sense that they know God. And the evidence here is in the United States alone, we have close to 1 million different denominations. Now, I'm not talking about of the same denomination like Baptists, or in your town you might have 10 Baptist churches. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about one Baptist church, one Assemblies of God, so on and so forth. They have over 1 million different denominations in the United States of America. What does that say? That says that there are over 1 million different interpretations of that word that they read in a book. And remember, it's just words that they read in a book, left to their interpretation. Many of them refer to that book because they don't know God, and they want to say that they're safe by using the book. Nevertheless, if it's not about peace and prosperity for all individuals, it is anti-God, anti-Christ. So for those of you who are listening to me, I want you to know that you have a choice. You are going to die one day, whether on the battlefield, whether from an accident, whether from some sickness or disease, or whether from old age. The greatest way to die, is to stand up for peace. And peace demands justice. To stand up for prosperity. That says that each of us can have our dreams. And having our dreams brings us joy. We have access to housing, clothing, food, shelter, healthcare, education. We have careers of our choosing. This is Christ-like. And every last one of you, as you were a soldier to stand up for what you were doing out there that causes you to have so much strife, so much stress that you want to kill yourselves, should be willing to stand up as a soldier for truth and justice. And that means that if you stand up here in America with its love for war, with this love for what we want or what I want as opposed to what's best, if you stand up, they will kill you. And as far as I can see, until this nation changes to be like what I've described, to be somewhat divine, to be heavenly-like, to have peace, when there's peace across the nation, when there's prosperity across the nation, when there's joy across the nation. That's what I'm speaking about. And until that happens, we who say that we are led by that spirit should be dying like flies by those who will take our lives. This is a new kind of soldier. And I guarantee you, you won't be blowing out your own brains. You won't be stressed out. Because in so doing, you will find the most relevant peace you have ever imagined, even though you're going to get killed. And you won't be getting old, as you can see I have lived to get old. You won't be getting wrinkly, and you won't have all of these old folks' diseases. You won't have people in America mistreating you and disrespecting you in your old age. Now, I'm not trying to say anything beyond this death. I'm not trying to say you go to heaven. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about your peace today. Change your mind. Realize what's going on. Free yourself from that which you have been trained to believe. Now, I got about 12 minutes on this, and I think you know where I'm coming from. I'm not going to spend any more time on this, but I want you to know, you, the soldiers who have been on the battlefield, men and women who've lost your limbs, who've lost your arms, many of you lost your minds. All for naught, for a nation that is an Antichrist nation. And I know some of you feel sad that you lost your limbs. Some of you are glad that you got the prosthesis that you need to carry on. Some of you are just glad to be alive. But then you're still going through the same struggles, and they're worse. Believe in love and express love in your life. And when they say, come on, boy, you say, I got a job. And what is your job? My job is to treat other people as I want to be treated. My job is to protect those who are victims of a system that you have been victims of for so long. Not to pick up a gun and fight them that way, but to resist their orientation. And you are a winner. Bye-bye now.